Yeah.
Okay, great. Ready? Okay, great. I am back with the Inside the Block podcast, and today I'm joined by Ryan Filchak. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm very well.
I mean, it's incredible all the different things that you do in Lexington. I don't even know where to start. Why don't you introduce yourself? Tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Ryan Filchak here on Inside the Block podcast. I am originally from Versailles. I live here in Lexington now. Went to Transy for undergrad and then UK for grad school, where I studied art history and visual studies, really playing it safe as far as my career choices. And then 2015, moved to Chicago, where I worked with contemporary art galleries and then primarily in the food and beverage space, working with Land and Sea Department, creative studio up there. And then moved back in 2021. So been back now for 5 years. And so my full-time job, my day job is working with Bolt Marketing.
I love Bolt Marketing. Tell us about Bolt.
I love Bolt too. So yeah, we're a small creative agency here in Lexington. 8 should be going on 9 years old, right? So 9 years old, creative agency. We handle everything from messaging to branding to website, photography, video, and then on through with ongoing services, SEO, ad campaigns, social media management, this kind of thing. And so really what we do, and like oftentimes our greatest partnerships, the greatest relationships that we have are with small businesses. And, you know, case in point here, generally small businesses in the area. You know, like we look at our client list and it's like Old Kentucky Chocolates.
Yeah.
The Kentucky Castle.
Yeah. You have some good ones, though.
The Defender Kentucky 3-day. You see in a theme here.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really nice.
Well, I saw recently what you did. You revamped Old Kentucky Chocolate's website.
That's right.
Yeah, and so I'm a fan. So I had
Yes.
seen that website multiple times before. I mean, it was like an incredible. I mean, not a rebrand per se, but it like brought them into the next level of that advertising and marketing.
No, 100%. And I think that's often where like we can kind of pair very nicely. Like they are a well-established company. They are doing fine.
They are Kentucky.
Like, yeah, like they have been here longer than me. They
Totally.
will be here longer than
Sure.
me. Like it's all good. But I think what's always so nice is that there are these moments. I'm thinking too of a friend's family company, Nitro, who had been in business for 30 years and had not, because they're busy, they're growing the business, they're occupied with these other things, had not taken the time to invest in marketing. So we were able to kind of retroactively revamp their website and build them some assets and, you know, kind of tell a story that had changed and evolved. Like oftentimes it's like, it's not that the story like hasn't been told, but it changes, right? And so like as things continue to expand, like coming up alongside a company like that and being able to support them in some endeavors that they've never done before, hugely validating.
Absolutely. And then in that you get to really see, and people get to like talk about their process, right? That's what's always so fascinating to me is like not only the evolution of it, but like the process of like how the sausage is made, so to speak, with these small businesses.
100%. You know, Chase Fairchild, founder of Bolt, you know, he says this a lot, and I've really taken it to heart. It's you know, like when we start to do marketing for a company, we're putting a magnifying glass on that company.
Yeah.
Good and bad, right? And
Right.
everything that comes with that. And oftentimes it's like going well beyond, like, we want a new logo. Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. But like, why do we want a new logo? And it's like, well, we want a new logo because we want to increase sales. So now you're discussing like how it is you present yourself to your customers. And you're touching all of the facets of the business, even though like the project is maybe a visual representation, but it bleeds through into every aspect. And, you know, kind of working with companies in that way, small businesses in that way, regional entities in that way, it feels like a privilege, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, because you get to see behind the scenes, but you're also like pushing it forward and helping them kind of realize things. And I'm sure it's a really great symbiotic relationship in that way.
100%.
Yeah. I don't miss a Bolt Marketing happy hour. I think you guys are doing.
Yes.
Like, so tell what's the idea behind that?
Yeah, absolutely. So 2024, I think we had our first event. We've had 10 now in total. They kind of range from when we moved into a new office, we had a grand opening, inviting customers in. We've hosted happy hours at, again, other small businesses, some that are now clients of ours, like Burl Brew. And then we've been to West 6, Wisebird Cider, The Willow, Camel Club, and then our most recent one was at Georgie's, right? And so that, you know, like, here's the thing. That was an effort early on when I was with Bolt, when it was like, okay, working with a marketing agency is not, like, it's not something I went to school for. It's not something I was super familiar with. But having these backgrounds in events, in hospitality, in, like, spaces with open doors, like, it was like, can we apply this element to a marketing agency? So that was kind of the impetus, right? And so then it became kind of two different series. The happy hours, which is like, we're gonna pop up.
Yeah.
Couple hours.
It's great for networking too. Yeah. 100%. And just get a bunch of people together. Yeah.
Yeah. And we try, there's a thing there too, right? Like we try not to, or I think about not wanting to use that word, networking.
Yeah. Okay. So we're rebranding networking.
I mean,
what is
Bolt doing? I want to go to a networking event that I want to go to.
Sure.
And anyone that has ever been called a networking event is not one I want to go back to.
Because when we think about it, the connotation really is like, it's my parents, it's a stuffy, like, hotel ballroom.
Right.
You know, it's like everybody's passing out business cards and in suits. And you guys are really, I mean, you're doing really fun things with it. And I think one of the smartest things you're doing is you're collabing with other organizations. Like, your one at Georgie's was with Civic Lex. And so it was an opportunity to not only maybe meet Civic Lex people, but also the people that are also supportive of Civic Lex. So it's like a like-minded, non-networking networking.
Totally. And it's like, you know, that word aside, like, of course that's what I'm trying to do. And we talk about, like, you know, what does a happy hour look like on a perfect scale? And, like, on a perfect scenario, it is 10 small business owners who cannot wait to invest in marketing and really need our services and want to talk. The reality is different, right? The reality is, like, there may be a few of those folks, and we hope that there are, but it's those folks plus our peers, plus colleague peers, plus creatives in the industry, other marketing individuals, and then, like, friends, family, and current clients. And so then it becomes, like, a much bigger mix. And so trying to cultivate that environment has been really nice to pursue and really rewarding to see it succeed, right? Like, the first one we did at Burl Brew, we're talking like 15 people. And shout out to those 15 people. Like, I think we had... I think there was a weather advisory. Like, we were on the cusp of canceling it.
You're partying in the storm.
100%. And it was just like, I had also screwed up my calendar. I was supposed to be in Charleston that same day. That's neither here nor there.
No, of course not.
But we were like, we're going to go through with this. And again, shout out to those 10 people who came through. And then, you know, Georgia, I think we had 70, 80 people.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was packed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your reputation starting to precede yourselves.
It's nice to see... It's nice to see something snowball in a way where it's just like, you are consistent, you are thorough with this.
Well, it's organic. You know, it doesn't,
100%.
Nothing feels forced with that. Like, this is starting to become this, like, club, not club per se, but, like, it's a great opportunity for anybody to come. It's just great people, very welcoming. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the idea. And, you know, it's like, I want to do these things in the way that I would want to show up to.
Sure.
And hope that people do.
But your event planning background must really, I mean, how did you get into event planning? Like, what are the pitfalls? Like, that's always been a field that's really interested me too.
I mean, again, I've been a bartender, or was a bartender, for a long time.
So you've seen it all.
You know, so, like, there's a very real, like, people are coming at you from every angle, and you're going to show them a really nice time.
Yeah.
Or hope to.
Sure.
Or do everything
That's
in your power. Yes. The goal is that they leave and like, wow, that was really nice.
Yeah.
You know, and you do that 100 times in an evening, 5 days a week for 10 years. Like, you kind of sharpen some skills, how to, like, read a room and host somebody and provide hospitality, not only when it is really easy and your friends come through and they say, what's up, but, like, when it's hard. And the person across from you is not someone you want to be necessarily across from you, but you are still extending that same level of hospitality.
Yeah.
So that would be, I would say, where it starts. And then kind of working with galleries, that was the reason I moved back to Lexington was, my wife and I were both working for a hospitality group, Land and Sea Department in Chicago. Then COVID hits. Then we're not, right? And we had talked about moving back to Lexington. And basically I picked up a conversation where I had not wanted to work as the director of 193 because all these restaurants were booming. We were opening concepts in new states, green lights all the way. Mm-hmm. And then it all dissipated. So then it was like, I would like to do this now, please.
Yeah.
If you will please have it. So all that to say there was a common denominator of like, I have something I want to share with you.
Totally.
Be it a restaurant, be it an art exhibition, our doors are open. I would like you to come in here and I would like to leave, or I would like you to leave with a good impression.
Yeah. I mean, you beyond succeed at that for sure. And I like too that, I feel the same way in terms of you have a very varied background. You're pulling from skills from lots of different types of backgrounds, and sometimes you're finding creative ways to make that work for the position that you're in, and
Totally.
pushing that position in maybe different directions that they wouldn't have thought of otherwise.
100%. And major shout out to the team at Bolt to being like very open to that, right?
Totally.
Because there's a world where 2 years we're into this thing and it's like, hey man, no one's showing up.
Yeah.
Maybe
we should pivot.
Despite your best intentions, despite all of the program we've put around this to kind of share what it is that we're doing and invite people into the conversation, like no one's really picking it up, and like, I think that was very much a reality to try and like do something atypical for a marketing agency. I don't think it's a coincidence that we moved into an office about a year ago on Main Street.
It's such a sick location.
I
would eat at Easton Tap and Table every day. Like you're basically next door.
We share a wall.
We
We share maintenance. We share, like
I love it.
They're fantastic. And I think, it is not a coincidence that like where Chase and I have our office is in that front room, and we want to be on Main Street. We want people to come in the door, and we want people to ask us
collaborative from the get-go. Yeah,
as much as it possibly can be, and so like pushing for that and making that a tenet of what we do, like that pushes the events and that pushes like the marketing of ourselves, which had always been kind of a challenge, right? The cobbler's kids have no shoes. So like what we were really good at doing for other people, we were not as good at doing for ourselves.
But you've now taken time to kind of like step back and do that.
100%.
Yeah. Since you moved into the offices.
Since we moved into the offices and since about 2 years ago, really, like, because going further back, like when I was working at 193, that's where Chase and I meet, right? He comes into an exhibit, he's with his wife, his friends, and that's where we meet, and kind of conversations started from there, right? And at that time, getting to know him and getting to know the company before I worked with them, I was like, you guys are doing great stuff, and I'm not sure too many people know.
Right.
Other than the people you're doing great work for. Mm-hmm. And so that, like, it's been a challenge to try and, like, do the thing for yourself that you're good at doing for someone else.
Mm-hmm. I completely agree. I'm thinking about like all these other times in my life too, where I'm like, maybe I should apply those, skills.
I mean, case in point, the years I was a bartender, never once made myself a cocktail.
Yeah.
It is coldest beer, shot of bourbon, that's it. Despite being in the trenches all day long, having skills, having the knowledge.
Maybe you just
never
don't want to.
No.
I was a server all through grad school, and they made me bartend for a couple of weeks, and I remember I couldn't handle the eye contact, like just being stared at, and like the stress. Because at least when you're a server, you can like walk away from the table. It's less like, I was like, this shouldn't be that stressful. Everybody's in one spot. It was beyond stressful because they're all in one spot.
You were on display. You were a performer.
I bet you were such a good bartender, though.
I was okay.
Yeah,
I was all right.
A very modest bartender.
I kept it,
efficient.
That's the thing that I liked about it. It was like small, repeatable tasks. And in that regard, I really took to it.
Yeah. Would you have a lot of patrons that would like hang out and just want to talk and talk and talk?
100%. Yes, those people are there.
Just made you great at events, right? Because you're having to there's a multitask.
Yeah, you can roll people off. That's a skill in and of itself.
Yeah.
Oh, have you met so and so? Yes.
The best.
Yeah.
Oh, you have this in common.
Oh, you'll never believe what happened.
And then you just vanish.
Yeah. This is a good question for Jenna. Because we worked together for many. That's how we met. We worked together. We met working together as bartenders.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, at Dos Urban Cantina in Chicago.
Cool.
And then we applied to go work at another place, and so we're working at 2 bars. For many years.
I love your wife. I think she does such incredible work, and with her floral arrangements are like works of art. Insane. She's great. The best. And I love seeing her right before like a big like holiday. Well, I love and I feel sorry for her because you can just tell she's like it's Mother's Day. It's been a moment, you know. She's like there's flowers all over our place. Yeah.
Right. Yes, I've been trimming stems. We've had 15 pickups.
Do you help out with the flowers?
Only in the sense that I'm like sometimes carrying buckets.
Yeah. Okay. You're manual labor.
That's right.
Okay.
I'm moving objects from A to B, but outside of that, I'm not really helping.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, one day maybe she'll move you up a little bit.
Right. I'm not holding
Fingers
my
crossed.
breath. I am not holding my breath.
Okay, so speaking of the Bolt team, you guys are like onward and upward with. I mean, you've got a huge new project that's happening. Tell me all about it.
That's right. So, Good Reception Records.
Yes.
This is, again, you're going to see a theme here. Chase Fairchild, founder of Bolt, decided he wanted to open a record shop.
Because why not?
That's kind of how,
I love it. Yeah.
It's nice to see someone's mind working that way, where it's just like this,
Lexington needs this.
I'll overthink everything.
And he's just go.
To an nth degree. Yeah.
Okay.
But it's a group of us. Sam Myers, graphic designer at Bolt, who's the graphic designer for the shop, Josh Bittner, Chris Skiles, Chase, myself, and then Cam Taylor as well. So there's a lot of overlap between us and Bolt, but the plan is to open a brick and mortar space on Southland at 500 Southland Drive.
Where is that exactly? I love Southland.
It is that standalone former doctor's office building across from the BP.
Okay.
So it's standalone. If you're coming from Rosemont, you're turning onto Southland.
Okay.
It's that first building on your right.
Okay, near Aguascalientes. Everything to me is like based on Aguascalientes. I'm like, where's
this
in relation to my favorite tacos?
Yes.
Okay, further down. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Great.
Yeah.
And so
So it'll be inside record shop. There'll be a brick and mortar footprint there. And then John Coffee will be the coffee shop that will take up the majority of the space.
Fabulous, yeah.
And so it's a partnership. We're kind of housed within their entity. But yeah, really good stuff.
Yeah. When is there a projected open date or
August?
Of this year?
Yeah.
Great.
We're going August, September in this moment.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Big.
With very little facts to support that.
Okay.
But
just throwing that out there to the gods. Yeah. If you build it, they will come.
100%.
Yeah.
And it's been really nice. We were talking, we've essentially made a second marketing company that happens to sell records. And so we've sponsored a couple of events or festivals now. Tall Sound Music Festival in Southland.
Oh, that's you guys?
You're
sponsoring.
You are sponsoring.
Got you. You were
and then
collab with them.
we were a sponsor of Sleeping in the Woods.
Yes.
In Monticello.
Yeah.
And we've
As a little music fest, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
And then we've been hosting more events, pop-ups at Burl Brew, where we'll have a couple of record vendors, folks spinning vinyl, DJing, and then also Lazy Lightning, which is a local Grateful Dead cover group, which is now moving to Burl Brew as well.
Cool.
First Thursday of every month. So, yeah. It's starting to snowball in a very nice way.
And come to fruition. So only vinyl.
Well, vinyl, cassettes, CDs, not only.
Okay.
Primarily.
But like physical media.
Yes.
Gotcha. Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And was this in any way spurned by the fact that you are also a DJ?
Part of it, yes. Yeah. Well, that was the thing. It's like Chase was like, "We're doing this." I was like, "I don't know how you gonna do it." I've never opened a record store. You've never opened a record store. Like, and then it was just like, oh yeah, no, this looks like a lot of fun. I really, very much like to be involved, and I'm, my bad.
Whoops.
Yeah, no, I am in fact
little...
very interested by this. But yeah, playing records, spinning vinyl at events. Like this goes back to Chicago. I first started doing it there, and I think the really nice thing is like the events that I've hosted for myself to play records at spaces like Ona and Al's Bar and places like that. Like all of that comes from nothing original, right? Like all of that comes from being like homesick for Chicago and that just being like a standard practice, right? Like great bars like Sportsman's Club, Rainbow Club, Ludlow Liquors, like they've just got turntables there and there's DJs maybe 4 or 5 nights a week. And that was kind of how I got my foot in the door, was just like begging those guys to like let me play records on a Sunday night when nobody else wanted to.
Yeah.
And then like when I moved back here, I missed that greatly. And I was like, well then, you know.
Because Lexington just didn't have that. Like were you feeling sort of like you were homesick for it, but were you feeling like a need?
And I think there's still, you know, like there's still not a place that is like set up to do that. You know, it's me kind of forcing the
yourself
issue.
Upon.
Like, forcing the issue on situations where it's like, no, I'll go buy a PA, or you know, I'll go rent a PA. I'll grab the tables. You know, and then you've got an entire.
So what does that say about Lexington? That we're like just not hip enough. Yeah, you're bringing that. You know,
there's ample opportunity, and I think the really nice thing is much like with the record store, and much like, you know, vinyl DJs, like these are not new ideas. These are rather,
but new ideas for this area, I guess.
Sure.
Or like, where's the demand?
Yeah, I just think there's massive room for a bar that is set up with sound in mind to have DJs on a regular basis. There's not one of those places now, but there's absolutely no reason there couldn't be.
Do you plan to do, and you might have said this and I apologize, because I know you're doing all of these amazing like pop-ups everywhere else, but you're planning to do it at the record shop too?
Yes.
Okay, great.
So
that is set up for...
We don't totally know what that looks like, but I think that, you know, packing the car once a week will be really nice to be like, what if we had things here?
Yeah, absolutely. And stationary spot.
Right. Yes. And an address, you know, like, so definitely anticipate hosting events
I can't
there.
Wait.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks. No, it's exciting. And I feel really lucky that these guys wanted me involved, right?
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely. Lexington needed it, and there needs to be more coffee on Southland. Quite frankly, it is it's a coffee wasteland. I mean, there's a couple of great shops, but like, y'all are filling the need there too.
Coffee doesn't, you know, seems like a pretty good idea.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a coffee shop in anything that people will come. I love it. Okay, amazing. Oh, okay. So tell me your thought. I mean, I guess I didn't quite realize that you would only. I knew you were born or like raised in Versailles, and then you had left. But like, I just assumed like all of your sort of like lately formative years were here in Lexington. But you were Chicago, and you've only been back since 2021.
Yeah.
How has Lexington changed in the time that you were gone, do you think?
It has has definitely changed. I think it has gotten more expensive.
Without a doubt. I mean,
but also my
real estate.
Yeah. It has gotten more expensive, but I also like my framework is being like 27 and bartending. You know, like my needs and my responsibilities at that time were significantly lower. So like, yes, I do think things have gotten more expensive, but I don't think that there are two things at play here, right? Like both the town at large and, you know, You grew up a little bit, despite best intentions, despite my efforts, like that happened. I think there are, you know, we're here in the warehouse block. That to me is like a massive barometer. Unbelievable, right? And so when I had come, and we've talked about this in other episodes slightly, but I think all of Lexington really knows like this. There's never been a bigger like shift, like an entire 180 of what this area used to be and what it is now. And you were like a part of the formative
parts of that, right?
Well, that was the thing. Is like in 2015, ostensibly my last job in Lexington, I'm the bar manager of National Provisions.
National Provisions, which is now Epping's on East Side. So
That's
that
right.
building. Yes.
And so National Provisions was owned by the same folks who ran Table 310, where I was previously the bar manager there before we opened the brasserie at National, right? And so it was a multi-concept property, boulangerie, cafe, beer garden, grocery store, just a massively ambitious and impressive situation that was like very, very exciting to be a part of. And that was 10 years ago now. And like we were moving in kind of with this idea that what the warehouse block has now become, like we were going to be
The pioneers. Yeah.
We were going, like we were going to move in, everything was going to be gangbusters, and then the next day everybody else would move in. That's not exactly how it worked.
You build a brasserie and they will come.
Oh, right, yeah. If you create an incredibly pretentious and inaccessible cocktail menu,
Little bit of Europe.
they'll flood through the doors.
Yeah, of
and
course.
that's not what happened, unfortunately. But I still stand by, like, it was a very, very exciting time. It attracted everybody worth their salt of... or with any talent in the food and beverage space to be a part of those places. And
Really? So there were people that were like leaving their situations to like come and make National Provisions a thing too?
Yes, I'm sure there was a little bit of that,
Sure.
but like, Table 310 was such a hub, and then it became basically like, okay, now we have new opportunities.
Right.
So like the guy behind the bar who was really into craft beer, like got to open a beer garden.
Right.
In again, a very inaccessible and pretentious way, but very interesting and very kind of groundbreaking for the area and very challenging.
Yeah.
Right. In a way that didn't pan out financially again, but like was very exciting to be a part of. And it was that same way for bartenders and chefs and things like that. And it just became, it was quite a hub.
Yeah. What exactly did you do at National Provisions?
So I worked as the bar manager. So when the dining room, lunch, dinner menu, when that portion of the property opened, I was the bar manager for that bar.
Cool. I just remember walking in. I think I only went maybe twice, but I do remember walking in and being like, this is wildly different than anything that I've seen. And it was, Epping's is a long building, and it was like they really took advantage of the space in so many different ways. And like the lighting was great, and it was such a cool concept for sure.
Yeah. But so that was, again, that was my last job in Lexington. And it was one of these things where it's like, you know what, I don't know if we're really moving seafood towers at lunch the way that we thought we would.
Yeah.
And it kind of, we had gotten to the point where I had gotten to the point that I wanted to be in a larger ecosystem when it came to food and beverage and the hospitality industry. And so,
And that prompted the move to Chicago.
That's right.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. What was Chicago like?
Chicago was great.
I've only been once. Like, and everybody talks. I know. Isn't
that
terrible?
I'm not okay with that.
Go. I would love it. Yeah. Is the food scene really good in Chicago?
It is the best.
Okay.
It is. Yeah, that's the easiest question we're gonna handle
Okay, great.
this whole
It's
time.
just a fast yes. A
It
hard
is
yes.
singularly the best. And
How? Why?
two things. Like one, I think you have such a reputation and you have a baked in culture, right? Like what we had at like Table 310 and National was a small portion of the population who took these jobs seriously and as careers and were passionate about them and wanted to push things further than what they were familiar with, both personally and at large. So you have a culture of that and you have an audience for that. So like in both ways, you have this very deep understanding that this is a place that is the upper crust, it's Alinea, it's Avec, it's, all of these kind of places that are just absolutely outstanding. And then on down, right? That goes from taquerias to Michelin star restaurants and back and forth. You have this culture of like, this is very important to us and we are going to support it, right? And so like you have the staff who want to do that too, who understand that like it's important, it is admirable, it is a noteworthy pursuit, like all of those kinds of things, and you feel good being a part of it.
Yeah, and probably, I mean, I'm sure that Chicago restaurants fail too, but like, is it harder to fail there because there is that like ingrained sense of like everybody's, yeah.
I don't know. I'm sure it's still as statistically horrendous to open a restaurant there as anywhere else.
Yeah.
But like, you know, the highs are higher too.
Sure.
You know, like you get to be a part of something that's really big, you know, not to like, yeah, like the TV show The Bear, like, you know, it's its own thing. You know, there's things to be said, you know.
Sure.
Maybe we've gone on for a little longer than we need to be. Maybe we're yelling a little too much. But like that kind of like pride in what it is you're doing is very real. And I think that like what's always like, I like that show because you're just like picking out the places that you went. Like, oh, there's Giant. There's Kasama, you know, like it becomes like a Where's Waldo more so than like I've lost the plot completely. I have no idea what's actually happening. I'm just like peeking at like B-roll scenes to see if I can identify street corners, you know? But yeah, I think that is a huge part of it.
So what about Lexington's foods? You're back. What are your thoughts on Lexington's food scene now? What can we do to improve? Where do you eat? I want to know. Where does Jenna eat?
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, we generally eat together.
Okay, great.
Which is helpful.
Yeah.
Very.
The whole married couple thing. Yeah.
Very helpful. No, I mean, I think as things have developed, things have improved, right?
Yeah.
And you have more options, which I think is great. That to me is what has changed, is that people, you know, have like they have pockets of town they go to. They have restaurants versus like, well, we had 5. You know, we had 5 restaurants. No, it's like, oh, I like these places over here versus there. You know, huge fan of Pearls. I think
Pearls.
Everything they do
You
is
seem
great.
like a Pearls guy.
I'll take that as a backhanded compliment.
It's not backhanded. I love Pearls too.
Yeah. No, I think what
great
Colleen
atmosphere.
and
Great.
Chelsea do over there
Absolutely.
is absolutely fantastic. So I think, you know, I think they have. I like going there because I see that same kind of thing where it's like the people who are here are excited to be here.
Totally.
They're excited to be working here. They're excited to be sharing what it is they're doing, whether that's like drinks or the food they've got on the menu. Like, you know, they're doing mobile pop-ups now as well, which means that like, you know, obviously we're excited to bring this to more people.
Absolutely. And they're playing around lately, you know, with bagels. And they're, you know, and every single one of my vegan friends is like, you want to see me, I'll be at Pearls. So like they're catering to this vegan audience that's growing certainly in Lexington too. So it's like, go on. I mean, I think it's fantastic.
Yeah. Also, no TVs. I'm going to put that out there.
Yeah, for sure. And probably the best ranch in Lexington.
Yes.
Like, it's the best ranch sauce
100%.
in Lexington. No TVs and ranch. It's the key to success.
It's not going to hurt anything.
It's not going to not.
These are strong Chicago tent poles. Ranch served, no TVs.
No, that's right.
Yeah, I think that would be a lesson we could learn.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would also say, like, there are basically like 3 places when friends are in town that we take them to.
Okay, I want to hear this.
Pearls, Stella's for lunch.
Sure.
On Jefferson.
Yeah.
It's very close to our apartment. It's also just great.
Historic house. I like that.
Yes,
absolutely.
there you go.
Yeah, it's kind of.
I was going to say, we'll get the report on that place. It will be saved, right? Stella's will continue to be there?
I'll be chain myself to the wrecking ball if that ever stay. Okay, yes.
And then thirdly, Panda Cuisine.
Okay.
On Nicholasville.
On Nicholasville, next to the Trader Joe's?
That's right.
Yeah.
Kind of across the parking lot there.
Yeah, dim sum. And they're doing great things.
Chinese, Szechuan style.
It's so good. And you want to know why they're so great? I used to work with the Confucius Institute of UK, and they would have teachers from China, come in for like big events and things, and they would all request to go to that would be the one Chinese food restaurant they would take those from China to. And I was like, well, I don't think you can get more authentic than that.
No, and that's great. Because I've heard similarly from folks who work in the horse industry, where they're like, if we are hosting folks from China, I'm taking them to Panda Cuisine.
Yeah, fair.
So, yeah.
Amazing.
That would be...
Those would
be the big
places. 3. Yeah. I get people who come in to town and want to go to Bourbon and Toulouse. And these are people even near Louisiana. They're like, this is, and I'm like, really? Like, and I love Bourbon and Toulouse for sure. But it was like, it's just wild. It's wild what outsiders like in Lexington. Like, that's always an interesting perspective, you know?
Definitely. Yeah. The Cajun food in central Kentucky.
Yeah.
That's the draw.
That's the draw.
Yeah. I will say also, ancillary to the big three for food, CCI would be
for
number
sure.
one for a bar.
It couldn't be, but I've only recently gotten into CCI. And the times I've been, it's either like older men watching whatever.
Yes.
And then the other day I went there.
That might be every single day.
And you would think that that's the norm.
Yeah.
But the other day I went, and it was a 21st birthday party for a bunch of girls.
That's great.
And they were up on the bar. Like, I walked in
Whoa.
on the bar dancing and like grinding.
That's incredible.
And I was like, where's the old men? They'd love this. They were like nowhere to be found. It was like one or the other, you know?
Yeah, they've removed themselves.
Absolutely.
They can't be privy to something like that. They don't have much left.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
There's a thin veil between them and the other side. Yeah, I like CC. I told my friend recently that for better or for worse, I do not feel more like a Lexingtonian than when I am at CCI.
Totally.
And I like that there are parameters. There are, like, you have to mind your manners, in a very, like, traditional Southern way.
You do, absolutely.
And I think that's good for a bar. I think bars should have rules and
absolutely. It's like everyone's
levels
welcome.
of respect.
Oh, absolutely. And the respect, I think, is key. And you don't always find that everywhere. But
No.
it's very much like you have everyone is welcome, and if you're gonna get pissy about that, you're the only one that's not welcome. It's kind of how it feels. Like, it's like, head on out. You
Yes.
know? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You can't get down. You don't have to stay here.
you don't. So what's next for? I mean, are we even talking about next steps of anything? I mean, you're opening up the record shop.
Sure.
Yeah, and good
Reception Records.
Reception Records. I love that. Yeah. It's such a clever name too.
So
that's a good
yeah.
one. You're opening this up. What's next on the horizon?
Well, we're filling out that calendar for Bolt, right? We've got, again, the majority of us are here in Lexington, but we've got a couple folks in Nashville. And so our next happy hour will actually be at East Nashville Beer Works down there, Music City.
I'm going to have to travel to Nashville
July
to go
16th.
to the, okay.
Yeah.
On my calendar. Hoo-wee. Good to know.
Yeah. So that's exciting because, you know, that program that we were talking about, this will be the first time that we're taking it out of state.
On the road.
Yeah.
I like it. Very cool. That's great. Okay. And then when you get back to Lexington, any other events and things this year? Still in the midst?
I was going to say, TBD.
Yeah.
Some things
Stay
in the
tuned.
works. Yeah. TBD. We'll fill it out. More happy hours. More collaborations with organizations.
Yeah, I love that.
International Book Project. We're having some conversation with
cool.
them. That, you know, Civic Lex really put us on to them. And some nice conversations there.
Great. Okay, perfect. Well, anything else before we wrap? This is so good to talk to you.
I was going to say.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh.
Even though, like, I will candidly say that I asked to do this.
I'm so glad you asked.
Yeah.
Slid into my DMs.
I'm not going to pretend like I didn't ask you to do this.
No.
I think what you guys do is really great.
Yeah.
And it's a real honor.
Well, we're only as great as our guests.
Well,
and
thank
so,
you.
I mean, it like truly, Ryan, it's incredible how much you've done and like how your fingers are in so many different things. And I think it's like really, you're just like a natural born creative. And I think that that's inspiring. And Lexington needs more. Don't you go back to Chicago. You're staying here.
For the
time being.
For the time being. Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, thanks again.
Thank you.